After the elaborate discussion on parts of speech, the divisions, measured categorization, let us go deep into different categories, different uh, parts, and their subdivisions and explanation in uh, detail. So, open class words, I told you under open class words we have nouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs. In the order we will look into each. And then we will talk about pronouns, prepositions, conjunctions, interjections, and a closed class category. But here, in the beginning, I'm going to talk about nouns. In this session, I will be talking about nouns that come under open class words category and the major divisions, major uh, subcategories or subdivisions under the main part called noun. Nouns. What do you mean by noun? Or noun? What is a noun? Nouns are words, naming words. Simply, to put it very simply, it is a naming word. Nouns are, let me read the definition. Nouns are words that we use to refer to persons, living beings, things, places. Up to that, we are very familiar. So, naming word, when you talk about naming words, immediately name of a person or a place or an object or thing that comes to our mind. But some additional details are added at this level. There is more than that. We can talk about ideas, feelings, all these under the category called nouns. Let us take examples later. That is, noun can act both as the subject and object in a sentence. That is something very deep, or we will come to that later. But let us see what nouns. So basically, how do they come or how do they function in a sentence? And the main division you can see the first form main division goes like proper noun, common noun, concrete noun, and abstract noun. That's fine. But under two of the categories, the main division goes like proper, common, concrete, abstract. But two of those are subdivided, like the second one, common noun is subdivided as class and material. And the fourth one, abstract nouns, are again subdivided into attributive and verbal. So we will look into each. First one, proper noun. What's a proper noun? Proper. The term itself is very familiar to us. When someone asks us some detail, sometimes they want to know the proper. That is something very definite, very definite or specific in that regard. Yes, of course, the definition goes in that way. Refer to the names of specific persons, places, etc. So, proper noun, when you take the example of proper nouns, be careful or try to take your own basic examples from your own life, your own understanding. That is, proper noun, it tells about the specific persons, names of specific persons, so that when you write down the example, not for the exam, but for your own understanding, when you prepare a note, write down your own name or one of the favorite person's name, one of your favorite person's name, so that you will not forget that it's a proper noun. And again, another one, it is about the place name. Of course, we have numerous names of places, different places. But try to take the place name of a place as an example from your own basic understanding, from your own place, your own area. Try to take as the example so that you will never forget that. That is not just for this part, but for every part regarding every lesson regarding grammar. If you take the daily life examples, that will be really contributory to your better understanding. So proper noun, of course, Neha, a name I take for here, and India. We all know India is a place name, Delhi. And sometimes, of course, we can, then there is a chance for a question. There's a chance for a question that, okay, specific person's name. This name, one name if I take, that can be there for another person as well. So how can it be very specific or proper? But we know for sure A person, then a name can be with for many persons. That is something different, but that person is unique. Even if your name is the for one other person, another person, or other persons, that doesn't mean that they are the same as you. The same case applies, same matter applies to, same idea applies to places as well. You can see the places with the same names, but that particular place is very specific, very proper. Its features are entirely different from a place which has the same name, but the climate, the people, the atmosphere, everything is entirely different. So that is very proper and specific. In that regard, it becomes very important. Okay, and the second one is about common nouns. Those are generic names for things or persons. Common. We know common as a term itself refers to something very general. So here the examples are given like man, table, iron. Then it is very important to go back to proper nouns when we have a discussion on common nouns. You just see here proper noun. We took very specific examples. I took Neha. Of course, you know it can be the name of a girl. Okay, Muhammad. That can be the name of a man. So man or a boy. So this is the way we take it proper. But what about the example of common noun? Man. It can be any man. So very common it is. Generic names for things or persons. So very important to note it down. Most common nouns are countable. We will come to that later. They are of two types. I have already told you. Please go back. Common nouns are subdivided into class and material nouns. Let us see how it happens. So, common noun, the second one, so that I tried to put the subcategories to be 2.A and 2.B for easy identification. So, if you follow this particular slide, then it will be very easy for you to follow it. The divisions will be really clear. Okay, the examples you can take according to your convenience and understanding. So let us see. Most common nouns are countable. All those details we will come to that later. What is countable, what is uncountable, we will discuss, and then we will come back to that. Otherwise, it's about 2.A, the class noun. The first category, the first division under the second type, class nouns. So common as a whole, we know it's generic name. Man can be any man. Table can be any table. Iron, the material. So that any type of iron material can be taken to be a common noun. But how it becomes categorized as class and material differently. Class nouns. So class noun, please see the definition, refer to a group of persons or things that can be considered one unit. But this unit, the idea of a unit, that is group of persons or things that can be considered one unit. That's what is discussed here. Nation. Just think about a nation. It of course it has a group of people, group of persons living, and that they have a kind of unity, not in the sense, but they have a commonly shared feature. They have their own different cultural format, social gathering, their own identities. So, as a nation, it is a class. Mob. Mob, of course, we know it is a gathering of people together. And you can think about a meeting where a particular group of people have gathered there for a particular purpose. And at the next in the next room, you can see another mob. Well, their gathering has another feature. So that is again a group, a constituting a group, and their own feature you can see. But they're a common mob. It's not like talking about a specific person. And furniture, it's class. A class, it's a unit, but still inside furniture, we know under furniture you can talk about table, chair, bench, desk. That's very common. It's not very specific as you talk about proper noun, as we talked in the beginning. And next it goes to the second type under the second category. That's 2.B here. It is referred here material nouns. refer to the names of substances or materials which are not really unique as you talk about a person. That's why that come under common nouns. And of course, you can talk about marble as a material. Different colored marble, different colored, different designs. All those you can see, but even then, it is not very specific or very unique as you talk about a person or place. So it is material noun, and again all these come under the category called common nouns. We will talk about the abstract noun and the fourth one, the concrete noun, in the next session. Okay. Welcome back to the discussion on nouns. Nouns, the categorization. In the former session, I talked about proper nouns and common nouns. Now let us see what is abstract noun and concrete noun. The four types, main four divisions. We could see the why I wanted it to be another part. It was about another division, another main division which is not really connected with the four of these. Also, we have to be there and wanted the video to be of an amiable length. That's all. So the third category, let me discuss. The third one you can see here to be concrete and abstract. So of course, concrete noun to be discussed in the first as the first is the best idea before going to abstract, because these two are in they are to be discussed in connection. That's better. So concrete. Let us see what is a concrete noun. Concrete, as you in the classroom, if it is a classroom, I used to touch the wall, which is a concrete building, and we see I can touch it directly without having any problem, so that it has physical existence, right? And that itself is the idea of a concrete noun. Names of things having physical existence. That's what you mean by concrete noun. You see, example, table, bench, desk, all these are under the category called concrete noun. Concrete, those things which have physical existence, and we refer their name, that those come under the category called concrete noun. Now it is better for us to go back to the third category, or abstract noun, whichever order it may be, but it's good that we discuss grammatical portions in the order of our cognitive power understanding. That is better. Concrete as a term, if you discuss in the beginning, you are can easily go back to abstract noun, because that term may not be very familiar, but concrete as a term is very familiar to us, and the ideas becomes very clear, so that in connection with that we can discuss abstract noun in a very easy manner. Because abstract as a term, the meaning to get the idea out of concrete, which is already familiar to us, is very important. That is, drawing connection in between ideas and getting things, the grasping becomes more simple and easy. And abstract noun, let us see. Abstract nouns refer to feelings, ideas, emotions, qualities, conditions, and actions. Things that do not have a physical existence. That is the simple definition. Of course, what kinds of nouns are referred get listed out in the very beginning, refer to feelings, ideas, emotions, qualities, conditions, and actions. Let us see whether any of these, if you take example of each, whether any of this will be having, or any of these has a physical existence. As you touch a concrete building or concrete noun example, you got it to be table, bench, desk. So a table you can touch, a bench you can touch, a pen you can touch. All these are concrete nouns. But what about abstract noun? Let us take examples. Main example, it is night. Can you touch that? Never. You can say, it's night. It's day. All these are nouns. But never you can touch night. Just think about time. You can touch a watch. which is already a concrete noun because of the same reason. It has physical existence, but you can never touch time. You can talk about time, you can see at what time it is, but you can never touch it as you touch a watch. So that those two can be taken as very connected examples for concrete and abstract. Watch you can touch, but at the same time you cannot touch time. So watch is a concrete noun and time is an abstract noun. Sincerity, another important. So we can see connect ideas, emotions, qualities. Okay, sincerity is a quality of a person. If you say that yeah, this person sincerity as a quality you can attribute. But in that case also, of course, if the person wears a watch or a bangle or a chain, you can go and touch and see that this is a bangle, this is the chain, this is a watch. But in that way, you cannot say or go and touch and show that this is the sincerity, this is sincerity, so that it is not physically existing. So this is the way it becomes abstract qualities, conditions, heat, cold, coldness, heat. All these you cannot touch. You can talk about that as an idea or your own basic understanding. In terms of your understanding, you can talk about all these, but you can never touch. And again, as we saw the chart here, abstract nouns get two subdivisions in the mode of attributive and verbal. Let us see what it is. Attributive. Attributive is a term that's we express, that is attribution. When you attribute something, you assign a quality, you refer to some ideas in connection with the person or thing that you uh, talk about. That is, the nouns express the quality of a person or thing. Let us take example attributive. Kindness you attribute to a person. You tell that it's kindness in the person. In a person, you attribute this quality. Stupidity also. If not very positive, you talk about stupidity. Again, a quality you attribute. Flexibility of a thing or a person, even you can talk about flexibility. A rubber band you take and you can say that it's very flexible, so that its flexibility is its quality. Of course, it is a noun, but it is not, you cannot touch that. That is the difference. And then the discussion of concrete and abstract. These ideas become very clear in all this regard. Kindness, the person with the kindness, you cannot go and touch and see that this is kindness. As you touch the watch or bangle or earring of a person. That's all. And verbal noun, another very important division under abstract category, abstract nouns category. The second type under abstract. We know already it has got two divisions, third type and 3.A, 3.B as verbal noun. Verbal noun. Verb we haven't discussed yet. Still we know verbal. Verb is something related with the actions, right? Yes. In that sense, verbal nouns refer to action, state, and conditions. So, of course, we already know from the intro in the with the introduction of parts of speech, verbs as a category is already there. Then why should we discuss verbs under this noun category? Again, a confusion. Very complicated it is. No, it is needed because some nouns are inherently connected with the verbs. Let us see. These nouns refer to actions, state, and conditions. What is this? Action referring a noun referring to action. How does it become possible? Sleep. We know a person sleeping, it's an action. Movement. A person or a thing or an animal moving. All these are actions. Speaking is an action. And to see these terms, these nouns that are given as the examples. All these are inherently connected with these actions. Sleep. If you have to talk about sleep as a noun, a person, an action of sleeping has to take place already. Movement. As a noun, if you have to talk, again a person or a thing or an animal has to move. Speech. Speaking as an action has to be already the for speech is to be the speech as a noun. But all these are again under the main umbrella term called abstract category. That's abstract can be taken as the umbrella in the sense that it has got two main divisions, and when you talk about attributive, when you talk about verbal, abstract noun obviously becomes their umbrella term. And then in that regard, these actions referring terms, that is the terms referring to actions, conditions, state of being, all these are all these become the example of verbal noun. And concrete noun already we discussed. Even if I changed the order of discussion, now we know the relevance of doing the same. Concrete, after knowing about concrete, it's very good to, or very easy for us to talk about abstract. So that's the way, that should be the way we talk about grammatical points. Okay, so that flexibility as an idea and as a noun we can talk about in the case of our teaching. Attribution regarding our teaching, our lesson, our approaching grammatical lessons. Now, all this main division, it's over. Noun, proper, common, concrete, abstract, that's fine. And the subdivisions also we have seen. Beyond all these, we have further category, another category which is not really connected with these, but another main division as such. You can, if you want, you can talk about nouns can also be categorized on the basis of whether they have a plural or not. So first let us take the example of countable nouns. Okay, countable. And then we will talk about uncountable nouns. In English, it's very easy to talk about countable and uncountable nouns because those nouns which have plural in English are countable, and those who do not have plural can be taken as uncountable. So countable nouns example, as the way we did with the reversal of the order of discussion. Let us take countable nouns first. Box, boxes. Day, days. Diary, the book length. Diary, diaries. Boy, boys. Tomato, tomatoes. Leaf, leaves. Child, children. Some terms are already given in the plural form, some are given in the singular form, but still we know these can be counted. Box, one box, next box, 3, 4, 5 boxes I can count and take in that way. Days, yeah, day 1, day 2, day 3 we can count, obviously we can count. All these, tomatoes, boys, leaf, leaves. The plural form also we know. So nouns that can be counted. One definition goes like that. Or in English, if you want to talk more specifically, those nouns which have plural in English are called countable nouns. And now we shall go to uncountable type. What is uncountable then? Words that do not have a plural in English language are called uncountable nouns. To denote the plural of these nouns, specific words to the singular form of the nouns are added. Let us see. The first example goes like lightning. We never can add s or es to get the plural form. So we refer it in a phrase, a flash of lightning, singular form. To refer to the singular form, we talk about a flash of lightning, so that the plural is with the flashes of lightning. So specific words or phrases are added again to refer to the plural form. It's not very easy as you talk about a countable nouns plural form. Okay, yes. Then talk about bread. Okay, we sometimes we get the sliced mod of bread in a packet, but still we never say breads. One is a loaf of bread. If you take two or three sliced pieces, then you can refer to them in plural form as loaves, Loaves. Loaf, Loaf, loaf as the singular term, and Loaves as the plural form. Okay, yes. Then then again, many material things and many phenomena, both natural and psychological, are uncountable and they are not generally used in plural forms. We do not have to use plural form for many material things and all. Very funny examples we will get here. Just think about hydrogen, oxygen, certain gases, air. We never say airs. No, air. It's as a whole unit we talk about. So that we do not even think about the plural form. Okay, yes, hydrogen, oxygen. But gases, if you want gas, gases. But individually, if you take certain materials, certain gas forms, we never have this plural terms as such. Never we can say hydrogens, oxygens. Those are utterly wrong. And so, and again, talk about fluids, different fluids like ink. We never say inks. To say the much better, higher quantity, we can talk about its measurement in liters or something. Oils. We never say oils. We never talk about milks. 1 liter milk, 2 liters, but that's measurement. It's not ever, never ever the number. So this is counting and countable and uncountable. Counting or not being able to be counted means about counting itself. It's not measurement. Okay, darkness, weather, heat. These natural phenomena also we never talk about darknesses, weathers. No, weather, heat. Okay, and dust, rice, salt, sugar. Very funny example you can get here. We just think about rice. We never go and count rice as you go to a shop and ask the shopkeeper, I want 5 pence. 5 pence. Then the shopkeeper takes it from the box and gets you five in a counted manner. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But what about rice being counted in that way? Counted as such? One rice, two rice, three rice. So you ask for 1 kilo, 2 kilos, 3 kilos. Again, that is measurement. You never take effort to count one after another, one rice after another. To count salt or sugar in that way is even more pathetic and problematic. We never do that. Just about the measurement. So, materials, dust. Have you ever counted the number of dust? Of course, if it is a very sunny day, you can see the dust particles coming to your room. You never count it. Okay, so that's all with that's the way it happens with this measurement. It's never about counting as you do it with some other countable nouns like boxes, pens, pencils. All this you can count. And certain academic fields like chemistry, physics. That physics, PHYSICS. Please don't mistake the last S for the plural form. Plural form, to bring the plural form, to make the plural form, we have the uh, provision to add S or ES, but that is only for allotted ways, allotted words. Here, it is physics is already the single term, and you can never say physics or chemistries. No. Bravery, courage, fear, another abstract nouns. So, all the four categories we discussed in the very beginning, or see, we can take those examples and categorize all those under these two main division. These can be taken as another main division. The four main division we saw in the very beginning, they are certain subdivisions, but here it is about another kind of a division. Okay, yes. So that chemistry, physics, bravery, courage, fear, all these are abstract. Again, abstract noun we told about. And those qualities also we never say like one bravery, two bravery, three bravery. No, one courage, two courage, three courage. We never count fear. Again, we never say one fear, one and a half fear, two fear, two fears. No, nothing of that kind happens. So that is utter wrong. And another one cannot say rices to denote the plural form of rice, grain of rice, or kilos of rice can be used. This applies to other similar materials as well. So here and again next the last category countable noun. We hope you the difference is very clear now with this two of the discussion together, and it's very good that we kept the third the main categorization abstract, concrete, the countable, uncountable in this video itself, because these are very related, very highly connected to get the concepts clear. It's better for us to have the discussion all together here, and that's all with the whole of nouns that come under open class category under parts of speech. And parts of speech, we know parts of speech, these all any words can be any words in English, approved words in an authentic English dictionary can be any of the parts of speech, and all the possible varieties of noun we have discussed in these two sessions. And then now we will go to verbs. So please keep in mind every word, every approved word in English language can be any of the parts of speech, any of the 8 parts of speech. And I hope you can identify nouns in English in whichever form it may be given. It is given with our elaborate discussion. Okay, so proper, common, concrete. Now, if you are given a word, you can at least identify. You can identify, yeah, it's a noun. If not, if even if you cannot talk about the specific category, at least you should be able to identify it is a noun, at least as the main, because we will talk about verbs, adjectives, adverbs in different forms. Their forms will be there. There are different varieties and different structures we will learn. So at least we should be able to identify that this is a noun. And that is the ultimate. Subdivisions and all, it's very good that we have a basic idea. If you can specifically mention, yeah, this is noun and this is a proper noun that comes under noun category. This is a class noun that comes under common, which is again a subdivision of noun. That is very good, but at least we should be able to identify it's a noun. Then, if you're very thorough at the divisions, you can talk about which category, which subdivision it belongs to, and that is very desirable, especially in the case of language students. Okay, thank you so much for listening. Next video will be on verbs.